hoping to improve the quality of life for residents in the unincorporated area north of Vancouver and south of Ridgefield, also referred to as Three Creeks. Local citizens came together to help answer unmet needs. Recently, we sat down with Brad Losbeck and Colleen Kuhn from the Three Creeks Community Partners to learn what projects they are currently tackling and learn how others can help.
Hello, I'm Jim Demo with Clark County Close-Up. Thank you both for meeting with us. Welcome. First, kind of tell us a little bit about your background and how it relates to the neighborhood, your Three Creeks area. Colleen?
Hi, my name is Colleen Kuhn. I have grown up in the Three Creeks area, born and raised my family in the Three Creeks area, and currently the executive director of the Human Services Council, which is also located in the Three Creeks area. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to be serving in the community that I've lived in all my life.
Great. Brad?
Brad Losbeck. I've also born and raised in the Lakeshore Flat area, lived there all my life. Retired from Fire District 6 several years ago. I've always been involved in the community. I think my parents kind of instilled that into me. Wife and I have 3 kids and a granddaughter in the area, so it's important to me that we give back and try to fill some of the holes that have popped up in the community and help those folks out.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the boundaries of the Three Creeks area.
Initially, the group, well, I'll get that in a little bit, but the Northeast Hazelville Neighborhood Association kind of got the momentum behind this. We talked about a bigger area. It's really tough when you're starting out to take on a huge area. We tried to come up with an area that we felt we all knew about, we all lived in, as a place to start. The Three Creeks area is basically from the northern boundary of Vancouver, just north of the fairgrounds, from the west side on Vancouver Lake over to roughly northeast 72nd Avenue. So that's the initial area that we're hoping to serve. We would like to expand in the future, but it's a grassroots group that we're just trying to get started, and we didn't want to bite off more than we could chew.
Okay. And again, you talked about there's currently one. What are the different neighborhoods that are other official county neighborhoods?
There's roughly 12 neighborhood associations in that area, and I think 2 business associations. So we have connections with those folks. We have connections with the business associations, and we're hoping all of them are going to help us get this thing started.
Okay. And just to clarify for viewers, just if they hear it, if you live in considered an unincorporated Clark County, what does that mean?
Well, obviously unincorporated means that areas that aren't served by cities. There's obviously numerous cities in the county. Areas not inside city limits are unincorporated areas, which Three Creeks is one of those areas, one of many areas. Roughly 75,000 to 80,000 people live in that unincorporated Three Creeks area that we're going to try to help out. Far more people in other unincorporated areas in the county than that, but we're kind of focused on the unincorporated areas right now.
And do people who live in unincorporated don't get quite the same amount of services if those that live within the cities, battleground, or?
We believe that we get the same services. The difference is probably community centers. Okay. Most of the cities have a community center. Vancouver obviously has 2, and that's one of our long-range goals, is at some point to try to figure out how to come up with the funding for some sort of a community center for that area that would serve kids, seniors, folks that don't have access to those sorts of things at this point in time.
Okay, then let's talk about how did this partnership form?
Still me. In July of 2009, a group of folks got together. The Northeast Hazelville Neighborhood Association's Christmas party had grown and grown and grown. We met initially to try to form a nonprofit for those folks. And in the course of those talks, I think there was 35 or 40 people there the first time. And we started talking about other needs and what other things a nonprofit could do for the area. After about a year, well, I think we met 3 or 4 times. After about 9 months, the Three Creeks group was formed with some of the same folks, and set up the board and kind of went forward from there. That's basically where the whole thing started with the Christmas party.
And when you're saying Christmas party, there's more than just a standard Christmas party.
It is, and I'll go ahead and address that now if you'd like me
Yeah,
to.
sure.
In 1999, Bud Van Cleve, who was the president of the Northeast Hazelden Neighborhood Association at that time, decided that there was a great need at Sarah J. Anderson School for kids to be provided some sort of a holiday event. And in 1999, the first party was held. It was at the county buildings over off 78th Street, and there was about 35 kids there. They took Polaroid pictures with Santa. They had some gifts for each child and some games to play and those sorts of things. It's grown now to the point where it's over 600 kids and their families. It's at Sarah J. Anderson School now. One of the differences, we did Polaroid pictures at the start. Now HP shows up. All the pictures are taken digitally. They provide the volunteer Santa. Everybody leaves there with a picture with Santa to take home. It involves the families. I think last year with families we had well over 800 people there. So it's kids and families that it really makes a difference to. We actually call it Bud's Party because Bud's been involved with it so long that there's some other people starting to help out now because it's pretty well overwhelming. But huge need in our community, and it's not just Sarah J. Anderson kids, it's kids from all over the area. We actually had some kids from Portland last year that came over that were relatives of other members. So they all go home with food. Every child goes home with a present. Every child goes home with a picture with Santa. In the last several years, Waste Connections have provided some bicycles. So we do drawings for bicycles, and the fire district fits helmets, and some of the kids get to go home with bicycles. So it's turned into an event with 35 kids to over 600 kids plus their families, and it fills a huge need. Anybody that's ever been there, have 100 volunteers that make this thing happen, and anybody that's ever been there and watched the kids, it's just, you want help every year.
It's wonderful. Now, how many people are currently on the community partners?
So the Three Creeks Community Partners Board has capacity for 11 board members. We currently have 8. So we certainly would encourage anybody who is a resident of or has a business or works within the Three Creeks boundaries to come visit us. We hold our board meetings the third Monday of each month at 6 o'clock at the Hazelden IQ Credit Union. People are welcome to come and attend and listen in on what's going on and let us know if they're interested in being a board member or participating on an advisory council.
Now, it sounds like you guys have quite a few partners you're working with. What's your relationship with Clark County?
So we've been working with Clark County primarily around the Heritage Farm component of our projects under Three Creeks. Heritage Farm is out on 78th Street where the WSU Extension building exists. We would like to work with the county and with the Farm Bureau on identifying potential grants that we could apply for as a nonprofit to help really build capacity in that 80-acre area, maybe assist with creating some walking trails, some farm activities so that children, families in the areas can come and look at kind of the past, present, and future of farming in the community. Initially, to start out with, what we're looking at doing is providing sponsorship for families to have a plot at the farm, at the Heritage Farm, and providing seeds for planting, those kinds of things. So starting out small, but hoping to grow beyond that.
Well, we've done stories out there about the number of, they grow produce for food banks, carrots, things like that. So there's quite a bit happening at the farm.
Exactly, exactly. So we're helping to, hoping to reach out to families who would like to be involved in growing their own fruits and vegetables out there.
Great. Now, so I was looking at the website, your website that's up there, and you already mentioned too that the annual holiday party, that's one of your top priorities. Santa's Posse, you're involved in?
No, we help with Santa's Posse, but they went a different route as far as their nonprofit went. But one of the big components, I think, to our organization is the Senior Prescription Assistance Program.
Okay.
huge need in the community for that, and I'm going to let Colleen speak to that because some of her folks are helping us with that project.
So the senior prescription assistance concept came about. Betty Sue Morris, previous Clark County Commissioner, joined one of our meetings and was talking about visiting her mother at one of the assisted living facilities, and she had been concerned that she was aware of seniors who were either not filling their prescriptions because they couldn't afford them, or were not taking the correct dosages to make the prescriptions last longer. So we talked about how we might be able to help seniors with their prescription needs in the area. My agency currently operates the statewide health insurance benefits advisor program. So that group of volunteers will be working to do initial screening on individuals who may need some short-term assistance paying for prescriptions. We're looking to partner with some local pharmacies in the Three Creeks area, and then Three Creeks would be raising money to help sponsor support of those prescription assistant needs.
Okay, that's great. Any other initiatives you guys are working on or considering taking on?
Actually, we're, three's probably enough at this point.
Yeah, I was going to say it's quite a bit.
People have approached us with other ideas and other issues. A lot of them involving kids and the principal's checkbook and some of those things, clothing drives in the winter and those sorts of issues. We're grassroots. We're just normal citizens and don't have corporate sponsorship or any of those things. Just trying to start out. So we're going to focus on those three, and hopefully as we grow, the amount of programs that we have will grow also.
So have you, I've been quite surprised at the amount of publicity your group has already gotten. Has it been encouraging, the kind of interest this grassroots effort?
It's been very encouraging. I mean, the Columbian did a very nice article. The first open meeting we had, trying to get people to get involved in the advisory groups and those sorts of things. We had about 40 people at our first meeting. I was hoping for 20. 40 people, I think, was a huge number. The majority of those people have stayed on an advisory group capacity, helping us with those sorts of things. This is obviously great for us because we have an event coming up in September we'll talk about, I assume, in a little bit. Just trying to get the word out so people know who we are, that they know we're legitimate and they know that we're trying to do really good things for folks in our community, I think is important, and we're starting to get our name out there, so that's a good thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about the September event.
That's mine. September 22nd, we're going to have our first event at Royal Oaks. We would prefer to have it in the Three Creeks area. There really is not a facility capable of handling the type of event that we want to do. So we're going to do it at Royal Oaks September 22nd. It's going to be a dinner, and it's going to be an auction of some sort. We're going to see what sort of donations we can get and do a silent auction and just try to get our name out of there and explain to people who we are and what we want to do. That's probably the most important thing, and the first one you have is what people tell us. So we're going to try to keep it as inexpensive as possible so folks can attend, tell them who we are, what we're about our programs a little bit, and then try to raise some money. So anybody that would like to be involved in helping with that event or a donation for that event, they can certainly contact us through our website and let us know, and we're going to be asking folks in the community and businesses in the community for some support also. But that's our first one, that's our kickoff. We'll see how it goes. There's obviously a lot of competition out there from nonprofits for really good needs, and we're just one more niche in the community to try to fill some of the needs that are out there. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully the first one will get the word out, and then each year we can get a little bit bigger and take on a few more programs.
Right. And again, the date?
September 22nd.
Any other things you want to discuss with?
Well, real quickly, the Christmas party.
Okay.
This year we are going to try to collect unwrapped presents in July. And it's going to be called Christmas in July. I'm going to have to look at my notes because I don't want to get this wrong. From July 6th to July 27th, there'll be numerous places in Hazeldale where you can drop off unwrapped gifts. McDonald's, Applebee's, Burgerville, and the Blind Onion Pizza in Hazeldale. They'll all be accepting unwrapped gifts. A lot of competition at Christmas time from a lot of different organizations that take care of a lot of people. And so we're going to see if we can't collect some gifts this summer to kind of give us a boost and go forward. So we're able to cover, I mean, it's really difficult getting teen gifts and some of those sorts of things as we get closer to Christmas. So we're going to try Christmas in July, see how that goes, and there'll be some information coming out about that soon.
Okay. Any other things?
I think it's just important to remind businesses and people who may be interested in making donations that we do have a 501c3 status now. So we achieved that at the end of 2011. So we'll be able to provide donation letters for any agencies or businesses who might provide donations. So that's good.
That's wonderful.
Benefits everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, how have you each benefited? It's, you know, to have such a grassroots effort and have citizens come out and do this. How personally have you benefited by, you know, volunteering your time for these kind of events?
You know, I think Colleen and I both, throughout our lives in our community, have volunteered a lot. Different organizations and doing different things, whether it be the parade or Santa's Posse or all the different things we're involved in. This one's a little different. This is truly the most grassroots effort I've ever been involved in any sort of group as far as sponsoring an event or fundraising. And it's a group of folks that aren't the normal people that not normal, but the people that you normally see involved in these sorts of things. It was a real interesting group of folks that showed up for our first meeting. We had some young folks there. We had a lot of seniors there, all wanting to give back to the community in some way. It took a year and a half to get through. You have to have bylaws, you have to have policies, you have to have a website, all the things that you have to do to get your 501c3. Just took us a long time. Now we're to the fun part. And it's just, it's really rewarding to see so many people show up that want to help. People that maybe previously haven't had the opportunity to step up, or that this time of their life they're able to do it. That's been the really rewarding part of me as far as this group goes, is that we're filling some needs that nobody else is filling, and we're doing it with people that are really committed to helping with those projects that maybe haven't had the opportunity to help before. So it's really good.
And for me personally, on a professional level, I've been involved in a number of nonprofits and non-boards and committees. And while my nonprofit is working with Three Creeks to help support the Senior Prescription Assistance Program, the thing that really called to me was the Three Creeks area and the fact that I've lived here all my life, and it's exciting to be a part of a grassroots effort that is helping people in the community that I've grown up in and work in.
That's wonderful. So now if people want to get involved, how can they get involved in Three Creeks? Where do they go?
Our website is Three Creeks Community Partners.
All one word.
All one word, at threecreekscommunitypartners.org. There's information on the website. We have volunteers that have done the website, so if there's anybody out there that would like to help us out improving our website, we'd really appreciate that. But the basic information is there. The third Monday of each month, 6 o'clock, IQ Credit Union in Hazeldale. We're there. There's always time at the end of the meeting for folks to converse with us and bring up ideas and those sorts of things. We are going to have another general meeting with our advisor group folks. I believe it's in late July. I don't know the date for sure off the top of my head. That'll be on the website, and we'll put something out. So on the website, or there's a place to email. Our names are there. You can get a hold of us. We'd appreciate any support that we can get from folks in the community.
Great. Well, thank you both for meeting with us, and good luck with your organization.
Thank you very much for having us.